All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. And we're going to jump right into the lesson. This is Hebrews. Go ahead and get this Hebrews. Hebrews 11:1, and it says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." So faith counts faith counts the most when you don't see the fruits of it. That's when faith counts the most. And that's why the Lord puts us through seasons of chastisement, seasons of just being downtrodden, seasons of sickness. Because we have to build our patience, we have to build our faith. Faith matters most when you can't see the fruit of it, when you can't see the evidence of it. Because things can be going your way, and all the so-called planets are aligned, and everything is good for you. You got the right job, you got this, that, the other. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna say, like, yeah, the Lord's with me. You're gonna have your faith is gonna be, yeah, the Lord's with me. The Lord must be dealing with me. Look at, I'm doing it. But at the same time, you got to understand that when it feels like the Lord's not with you, that's when He's really with you. That's when He's building up your faith. That's when He's trying you. It says, "For by elders, by what? By faith, by hope, the elders obtained a good report." Why? Because what was their good report? Their good report was that they maintained their faith without seeing the fruits of it, without seeing the final outcome of it, and while going through hard shit. That's how they received their good report. And that's how we're going to receive, ultimately, that's how we're going to receive our good report. That's how we're going to receive, Most High willing, we are the elect men, that crown of glory. That's going to be the ultimate good report. That's how the elders, those that went before us, and you can read about the prophets of old and the patriarchs of old, of the ancient days. You can see all the hell that they went through in them, and the main characteristic of each of these men is that they maintained their faith, and for that they received a good report. For that they received glory and honor. For that their name and legacy is immortalized for time eternity. And this whole chapter is called the Heroes of Faith. And when you read the examples, it tells about men who persevered. It says, "For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Yahweh, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. By faith Abel offered unto Yahweh a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous." So Abel offered that excellent sacrifice, and he was killed. Now, to the outsider, or the carnal mind, will say, well, where was God? Where was the Most High when Cain killed Abel? He had the faith. He's doing the right things. How come he allowed him to be killed? Well, by that, he obtained a good report. He obtained the testimony of his righteousness, his faithfulness. Yahweh testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. See? So his legacy lives on, man. The legacy of Abel and his faithfulness and his righteousness toward the Most High is time immortal, man. And we believe that we believe in reincarnation. So Abel ultimately came back. It could be that speculate that he came back as Seth. It says, well, I'm just going to jump down to 13. You know, brothers can read this on their own. So this is speaking of the heroes of faith. It says, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off. And that's where we might be that generation that sees the promises actually being fulfilled. But even in the midst of all that, there's going to be moments in this trial of faith, this tribulation that we're coming up upon, where it's going to be very, very dark, and that's where your faith is going to count the most. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but have seen them afar off, were persuaded of them, and embraced them. You know, so you have to embrace this truth, even in the darkest moments, man. Even when it feels like the Lord's not dealing with you, even when it feels like the Lord's just kicking your ass on a day-to-day basis. And you'll be like, well, no, this brother got this blessing, that brother got that blessing. Why ain't getting nothing? It may seem like that sometimes, man. It may seem like the Lord's just constantly kicking your ass, and even though you're trying your best and you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. There's going to be seasons of that. That's to build up your faith, man. It says, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims of the earth. You know, we don't belong here. Ultimately, our spirit, spirit, we know that we don't belong. We're just passers. We're just passing through, man. For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. That's all I want to get on that. So that's what we go through, man. Let's get 1 Peter 1:2, I think it is. It's a lot. It says what is that? 1 Peter, put it over here. 1 Peter 1 and 2, and it says what was it, 7? I'll start at verse 6. In 1 Peter 1 and 6, it says, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, your heaviness through manifold temptations. So those temptations are going to put you in a state of heaviness, man. It's not going to feel good. Distress, to make sorrowful, to affect with sadness, cause grief, to throw into sorrow, to grieve, offend, to make one uneasy, cause them a scruple. So you might be for a season in a sorrowful state, man, where shit just ain't going your way. But that's the time to greatly rejoice. So when ye greatly rejoice, do now for a season ye are in heaviness to manifold temptation, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than gold, than perishes, thought to be tried with fire, though it be tried with fire, might be found to praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Mashiach Yahushua. Let's get Job 23 and 10. This is Job 23 and 10, and it says, but he knows the way that I take. So the Lord knows our intentions, man. He knows our sincerity. He knows that we're trying our best, man. He knows that you're not trying your best. It says, when he has tried me, I shall come forth as gold. So even in Job he was tested beyond measure, man. If you read it, besides Yahushua, he was tested beyond measure. If you read the story of Job. But the scripture said that the Lord's not going to put on more on you than you can understand, than you can bear. It says, he has knows the way, and Job is the sample for the elect, example of the utmost integrity. But he knows the way that I take. When he tries me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot has he held in his steps. His way have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. He kept his integrity, he kept his faith, he kept his obedience. I esteem the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. And that was the mentality and the spirit of Job. And that's for us an example for us in this day and age, because Job, the hell that Job went through is symbolic of the time of Jacob's trouble that we're going to go through. And Job is symbolic of the elect, so it's going to be that severe, man. Best believe it. Let's get a Psalm 66. A few more scriptures, we'll close it out. Psalms 66. I think it's verse 12. Let's see here. This is Psalm 66 and 10. It says, "For thou, O Yahweh, has proved us." You know, he's testing us. He's trying us. "Thou hast tried us as silver is tried." You know, while purging out the unnecessary. "Thou broughtest us into the net. Thou lays affliction upon our loins. Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water." That's the path of the elect, man. You read in the Apocrypha. Let's go ahead and get that. So this is the 2 Ezra 76. This is the path of the elect, man, the straight gate. So there is also another thing: a city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be one man go there at once. And that's the straight gate. That's the path of the elect, man. Let's go back to Psalms. So thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but thou brought us out into a wealthy place. That wealthy place is the kingdom, man. You know, that's going to be pleasures evermore. Let's get Proverbs 17 and 3. Proverbs 17 and 3, and it says, "The finding pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the Lord trieth the hearts," man. So, thinking not strange, man. You know, go through the shit you got to go through. Fight, man. You know, keep your spirits up, man. Keep your practice long suffering. But with that being said, man, it's a real quick lesson. Most High will and hope is edifying. With that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Kodash, Kahala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Let's keep on pushing. Shalom.